Between sets here, and I got to thinking about an athlete I had today that I was working with. In his report, he mentioned that hunger levels were getting higher, and that and with the same amount of food that he's on, and he's taken the perspective of, instead of focusing on hunger and focusing on what he wishes he could eat more, he's using that hunger as a sign of it's working. What he's doing is working. Progress is working, and he's rolling towards his goal, and that's getting shredded. And I thought it was a great mindset to have, and I actually shared it with a lot of our other athletes on our Facebook page, our 3D Muscle Journey headquarters Facebook page, with all our other athletes, because a lot of times when we're in prep and we get hungry, we kind of forget what our whole, like when we first started prep, the whole goal was to get in great contest condition, come to the stage the best we can. And somehow, once the hunger levels start to really pick up, and all of a sudden that focus of getting shredded and going to the stage turns into food focus, meaning what can I eat? What can I eat next? Or I can't wait till after the show so I can eat this or that. So remember, like Coach Nunez always preaches, is keep the goal the goal. So just keep in mind, when you're hungry, if you stick to it and you stick to your protocols, your plan, you're going to make progress, and you're going to start getting more and more shredded, and that's the goal. So the focus shouldn't be on I can't wait till the show's over to go get my cheeseburger. It should be, hey, you know what? I'm hungry. Yeah, let's suck this shit up a little bit, because I know tomorrow I may see a new low on that scale. I may see a little more definition in my arms. I may see another striation in my quads. So, don't forget that the goal is to come in your best shape. The goal is not that cheeseburger after the show.
I kind of wanted to add on this subject back in 2011 when I was prepping for. It was right before my pro debut, the Pro International in Kansas. Um, I recall that at one point um, I lowered down my macros to 200 grams as far as carbohydrates, and 200 grams for me is kind of like the equivalent of someone else being on, let's say, 100 grams. It felt terrible. Energy levels were terrible. I was lethargic. I was hungry, like excruciatingly hungry. I recall just going from the couch to the bathroom was a chore. And I remember, and the reason we lowered down my macros to that level, I think prior to that it was like right around 225, 240 carbs. So it doesn't seem like a big drop, but when your body fat levels are pretty low and you drop a good 40 grams of carbs off of you, you're gonna feel it. And the reason we did that was I was trying to go to another level as far as conditioning, and I've never had in my competitive career ever saw like my quads peeled, like completely peeled. My quads are usually the last thing to go on me. Like my upper body leans out really well, my hamstrings get pretty shredded up, my glutes come in, um, but for some reason my quads are the last to go. Like my body just fights me and wants to hang on to that little bit of fat that's on my quads. So we made that adjustment to push through to try to attain a new level for me. And uh, that week where we did that, it was like, I think it was 2 weeks prior to the Pro International, and I felt like death. I mean, I recall, like I said, going from the couch to the bathroom was a chore. I actually went out and washed my truck one day because I wanted to be a little more active so I could burn more calories, because my job is basically a coach. I coach online a lot, so I'm sitting like I am now in my chair, so I'm not real active. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go out and get some. I'm gonna be active. I'm gonna go wash my truck. Well, that was it. Washing my truck just felt terrible. It just felt so terrible, and I was just out of it, lethargic, out of it. I was so freaking hungry. And I also recall at that week I had a leg workout that lasted 90 minutes. And I can't recall, I think it was either 9 sets in total or not in between 9 to 13 sets, the whole workout in total, and it took me 90 minutes to complete that. I remember I would like do a set of squats. I was just like, I would boom, 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 do my sets, and then sit down in my chair, and I'll be like, oh god, just no life to me whatsoever. And of course, I mean, I was hungry. I wanted to eat like anybody else who's prepping and they're hungry. They want to eat. Food focus, yes, to a certain degree, but I knew if I wanted to get on that stage with some of the best athletes in the world that were going to be there at the Pro International, I knew I better step up my game. Otherwise, I was just going to be like another face in the lineup, and I wasn't going to be. I was going to be overlooked. I mean, because let's face it, if you're not shredded on the pro level, you're going to be pushed to the side, and I didn't want that. So as hard as that week was, that was probably the hardest week I've ever had in a prep, and it ended up turning out all right because I came in the best shape of my life. The best shape that whole season was by far the best conditioning I brought to the stage in 2011 was at the Pro International. And but yeah, that week it was just so tough to get through, and I pushed through. I made it unscathed for the most part, and so yeah, the whole thing is, yes, you're hungry, yes, you're gonna be tired, yes, you're gonna be lethargic, yes, workout's gonna be tough, but yes, you can freaking suck shit up, do the work, persevere through it, and come out on top. Whether you are perfect or not perfect, you can come out, rise above, and accomplish what you set out to do, and from the very get-go. And that again is that goal of the goal is to get shredded. That's your goal, shredded, to get on the bodybuilding stage, shredded with the biggest muscle possible, with the most muscle possible. And the thing is, through the process, remember, keep the goal no matter how hungry you get, how tired you get, how lethargic, how crappy a workout may be, how crappy cardio may feel. Just know that you're not alone, because everybody that preps, everybody that does these shows, we're all kind of in it together. We all go through the same exact thing, and so you're not alone when it comes to this. And so suck shit up, guys. Push through it. And these are pictures from the conditioning I had that whole week of what I needed to get to. This was the pictures after that week, which I want to say I could kind of call hell week for me. It was hell week, but this is what you look like if you can persevere for weeks and weeks of dieting, go through your hell weeks. This is what's achievable if you can stick to it and grind shit out. That's it, guys. I'm out. Enough rambling. This whole video is just to let you guys know, yes, prep is hard. Yes, you're tired. Yes, this shit can get very, very hard, but this is definitely a mental game, and you have to be mentally tough to do a contest prep. So anyways, guys, that's it. I'm out.